Now let's see if OBS is hearing me. Yes, good. My apologies for the delay, everyone. I was trying out something and I was trying out something with OBS and I had to reverse it because it was it wasn't quite working as I expected it to work. So that will be for something in the future. For now, let's make sure that, of course, all these times, then you have things going, or so you think, and then suddenly you don't have things going anymore. Anyways, it is the 19th of January, the 19th of the Golden Quill Month, and I have to say, at the moment, it's been pretty okay. It's not been a bad month. The last few days, this last week, I noticed that my brain needed a little bit of, shall we say, rest. So I haven't been doing any writing, but this morning, apparently my characters thought it was time I would dive back into Tegane. So that's what I'm going to do. And it's a fun thing, you know, when your characters do that. They apparently have something to tell you. And this time, let's just say yes. Zan, who is the main lead in the Confectioner series, but who is just one of the many characters in the Go Fly story, and he also plays one of the roles in the main Tegane Chronicles series. And that he decided to show me this morning where he comes from, what his house in his home country looks like. I didn't know that yet. He hadn't shown it to me before. So yeah, that was fun. I like that, and it gave me a little bit more insight. Now, how shall I say that? In Tegane there are many biomes, and that's a good thing, because if we didn't have that, it would be a rather boring planet, now wouldn't it? So it's how shall I say that? Tuama, where Zan is from, is a country that it's in the south of what we would here on Earth would regard the equator. And it has partially a desert area, but partially also areas that are rich with fauna and flora and fauna. And it's a nice country. My apologies. At the same time, I'm checking something because apparently, yeah, things should be working now. At least for me. We'll see how it goes. I have no idea, to be honest. We'll see. But when I discovered Tegane and more of the story inside Tegane, I also discovered there was a country that's mostly consists of deserts. So I know, you know, with Oasis and on the borders, you will find places where you can more easily live, but mostly it's a desert country. But that's not Tuama. This desert country will play a role in the future, and there's way more to it than it initially may seem. But and when Zan showed me what his house was, or rather his family's house, in his home country, at first I thought that Tuama might have been that particular desert country that I knew from the early days when I discovered Tekene. But when I saw more of Tuama, of where he lived, and more of the surroundings, I discovered that Tuama is not the area, the country that I thought it was. Or rather, it is not the desert country that I discovered early on in the beginning. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I'll see how that further develops. One of the things I also discovered is that Zan may be playing a bit of a dual role, but for whom and what his benefit is for that, and his family's benefit, that is something I don't know yet. Now today I'm not going to write. I have a few other things to do. So, well, today, during this session, I think I will be writing tonight again. I'll see how things go. But I will be doing a little bit more of research, because I want to know a few more things about Tuama and about this potential dual role that Zan is playing. Because I don't know exactly where he is going with all of this. Now, how shall I say that? The role that he is playing currently in Go Fly is the role he does have. So that is not going to change. So that's a good thing, because otherwise I'd have to rewrite parts of what I've already written, and I'm not looking forward to that. As in, I mean, if I have to rewrite things, I mean, that's all part of the process, right? But if I have to rewrite things because a character all of a sudden has to be removed, or because a character suddenly has a completely different role while I have written him or her for quite a long time with a particular role in mind, then it might cause troubles. But in this case, everything just keeps on going, so that's good. That's good. I'll just have to figure out exactly what role he plays in Tuama and in other countries related to his role. So I don't know about that yet, but it is something I need to figure out, both for Go Fly and for the Confectioner series and for the main series, because he plays in all three parts. And if I don't know what exactly his role is, things might go haywire unintended, and I'd like to prevent that if that's at all possible. So instead of writing today, I will be doing some research, and I'll be working a little bit more on the character of Zan. Yeah, and that's it. I hope you're all having a great time. Let me just check a few things to see if everything goes all right. Oh, before I forget, for those who don't know what the Golden Quill Month is, the Golden Quill Month is an event Dida and I set up. Dida is is my best writing friend, and she's also the admin here on the channel, and the moderator here on the channel, and the admin of the Fantasy Tavern Discord. And we set up the Golden Quill Month event when we felt that that events that were focused on word count only were not working for us anymore. I mean, it's all good to celebrate your word count, don't get me wrong, it's important, but it's not the only part of your writing process. And we thought it is worth celebrating every progress you make in your writing process, be it word counts in your manuscript, be it character development, world building, map making, basically anything you can think of. So that's when we decided to set up our own event, and that's the Golden Quill Month. And we basically celebrate everything there. So if you want to keep track of things, we have a Discord. Let me see. Hopefully this goes through. Yes, there we go. This is the link to our Fantasy Tavern Discord. You're very welcome to join us. That's interesting. Okay, let me see if I can. Something is not going as planned. Okay. This. Let me just make sure that you guys get the correct link and that it is actually a link. That would be helpful. Yes, this is the link. Now let me see. Let me do that again. There it is. That's the link. I don't know why it didn't show up as a link. But this is the Fantasy Tavern Discord link. And if you are looking for sparring partners or a way to keep track of your writing progress, we do that all in the Fantasy Tavern Discord. So feel free to join in and also get feedback on your ideas or on your writing pieces, on story parts, etc., etc. Just feel free to celebrate everything with us and to also ask our support and feedback. You're very welcome to do that. We welcome both unpublished and published authors, so you're very welcome to join. And I totally forgot to introduce myself. My name is Ilse. I am a magic-wielding dragon companion and creator of worlds. And like you may have guessed by now, one of the worlds I have created is Terne, and that is a high fantasy world, and as it is also called a second world, because it is totally different from our world here on Earth. So today I will be doing a 1 hour creative session, and I hope that you can join me. I wish you a lot of fun, and I'll see you in 60 minutes. Now let's see if things go as planned today, or rather from now on, because that is of course the question. And there we go. Have fun. And that is the end of our creative session of today. How did it go for you guys? I have to say, I'm pretty satisfied. Let me first see. There's a change. I'll need to see how I can correct that. No problem. So there we go. Sometimes things go not entirely as planned, but that's fine. So, I dove deeper into Tuama, and I discovered several things about Zan and his father, and let's just say loads of other things. I now understand why Zan was actually sent to a two-dragon city to become a dragon companion. I also know why he's doing what he's doing in the story Go Fly, because that was still, for me, a bit of a mystery. But I understand it now, so that's good. And there is a lot more going on there. So, not only in Go Fly, but in the Tuama Kingdom, or rather empire. I thought it was a kingdom. It turns out to be an empire, with city-states, princedoms, whatever. It's all small states with princes who answer to the empire, to the emperor. So I need to figure out how they are actually called, but that's something I will find out. The organization in Tuama, the political organization in Tuama, is a bit different than the organization in the Silken Bamboo Empire. Silken Bamboo Empire is also an empire, so it goes over multiple regions, multiple countries, multiple states, whatever you want to call it, and that's sort of by definition what an empire is. Let me just check it so that we have the exact definition clear. Yeah, it's an empire is a realm controlled by a monarch or other official and divided between a dominant center and subordinate peripheries. The center of the empire, sometimes referred to as the metropole, has political control over the peripheries. Within an empire, different populations may have different sets of rights and may be governed differently. So that's pretty much where I'm going. What I found in Tegnai, that's Silken Bamboo is an empire of many islands. Like Indonesia. Indonesia has I think about 17,000 islands, if I'm correct. And in Silken Bamboo, the islands are governed, and there is a government layer above that, depending on how big an island is. And of course, there are really large islands, and in the end, everything falls under the empire of Silken Bamboo. Now, there's also the empire of Tuama, the Tuama Empire, as it is called, and that is really more strictly divided with the princedoms. And Zan is the son of one of the princes of such a princedom. That is what I discovered. And there's a lot going on in Tuama. Before Zan goes to Dragon City, the Crown Prince and the first wife of the Emperor have been abducted, kidnapped, and they are thought to be no longer there. And that plays right into what other wives or concubines. In Tuama, they are called wives, and in Silk and Bamboo Empire, they are called concubines. They are regarded differently. In Tuama, the other wives all want to be, well, either they themselves or their families want the wives to become the empress, so they have a real reason to get rid of the first empress, the first wife and empress, and the crown prince. So there's a lot going on there, and how things will play out, that's something we'll see in the Confectioner series and the main Tergane series. At first, I was worried when I first discovered this. I was worried that it might be somewhat of a repeat of what's going on in Silk and Bamboo Empire, but that is different. From what I understand right now, at least. These events and these storylines are quite different. They are quite different. So that means that the books will also be different, which is good, of course. That's important. So that's what's going on. And how shall I say that? Zan has quite the work cut out for him. Let me put it that way. And what the result of that will be, I don't know. We'll see that in the Confectioner series and in the main series. And the Confectioner series starts between Go Fly and the main series, and it plays out. Well, the Confectioner series is going to be a separate series, but part of the timeline plays out in the main series. And I expect that right now, let me put it that way. Right now, I expect that the timeline of the Confectioner's Journey series will not end at the end of the timeline of the main series. I expect it will end sooner. But it will play also during the timeline of the main series. So we'll see about that. So if you are watching this video, this live stream after it has ended, feel free to let me know in the comments how you are doing, how your writing project is going. For me, it's going good. I can safely say that. I mean, yeah, I had my doubts about Zan's storyline and what he was going to do. It will be a challenge, I think, to see how he and Tirza is the main is the female lead of the Confectioner's Journey. It will be a challenge to see how the two of them can work together and can grow together to achieve their personal goals. We'll see about that. And of course to see how or to achieve the goals that are that they have also for the main storyline and for the main storyline. So the main storyline and everything that's going on in Tuama. Of course, there's a whole lot there as well. So we'll see about that. But it's interesting, and the fact that I get more information now, and that I can see it working both in the Confectioner series, the Journey of the Confectioner's Journey series. I'll see how exactly I'll name that series. So I can see it both working in the Confectioner's Journey and in the main Taganei Chronicles. So I'm happy about that. It's good that I can see it, because otherwise I would really have to create it by force, if you will. And I feel that if you create it by force, then it's just bound to go wrong. So the fact that I now see this, and that I have discovered this, and that I see all the options, or let me rephrase that I see options. It might not even be all the options, but the fact that I see options for the Confectioner's Journey and for the Taganei Chronicles, and how Zan plays in all of that, yeah, that's good. It's good. And it also means to me that what he has done so far in Go Fly is logical, and it has a background, it has an idea. He's not doing it just because he can do it. And that's important to me, because, I mean, it's easy when your character can just do something and he does it, but it has far more implications when your character does it because there is a significant reason. And in this case, there is. So yeah, it's interesting. I'm happy that it's evolving like this. So that's good. I wish you all a wonderful Tuesday, Monday. It's only Monday. It's not Tuesday yet. I wish you all a wonderful Monday, and I hope it's going great for you. Let me know how you are doing in your writing project or in any other creative project you're working on, and I will see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central European Time. Bye bye.